Our Open the Book videos often use the Lion Storyteller Bible by Bob Hartman as the source of the stories you see.
Hello there from all of us at Open the Book. We've been telling you stories from the Bible about Jesus and the amazing things that he did. Do you remember last time's story? It was called I Can See, and Jesus healed blind Bartimaeus so that he could see again. Amazing. Jesus was also a very good teacher, and he often used stories to explain how God would want us to live. These stories are called parables. They're stories with a meaning. Today we're going to tell you a parable. So let's open the book and listen to Double Your Money.
There was once a very, very rich man who had to go on a long, long journey. He packed his things and was ready to leave, but there was one thing still to do. Who was going to look after his business while he was gone? He had 3 servants. To the first servant, he gave 5 bags of money and said,
"Look after this. I trust you."
To the second servant, he gave 2 bags of money and said,
"Look after this for me. I trust you."
Thank you.
To the third servant, he gave 1 bag of money.
"Look after this for me. I trust you,"
he said. Then he waved goodbye and set out on his way. As soon as he was gone, the first servant said,
"I must get to work, go into the city and double my master's money while he's away."
The second servant said,
I must get to work too. I must go into the city and take these bags of gold and double them as well.
The third servant thought for a while. Then he said,
I must be very careful. I'm going to take a big spade and dig a hole in the master's garden, and I'm going to bury that bag of money.
After a long, long time, the rich man returned. He called his 3 servants and said to them,
"When I left, I gave you all some money to look after. I trusted you all. Tell me, what have you done with it?"
Well, the 5 bags of money that you gave me, I took them, I worked really hard, and now I've got 10 bags of money to give you.
The rich man gave him a high five.
"Well done, my good and faithful servant. You've done very well. I'll trust you with lots more money in the future. Come, let's celebrate and have a slap-up meal."
The second servant also looked very pleased with himself.
Sir, I have also worked very hard too. And look, I've taken the 2 bags you gave me and I've doubled them to 4.
The rich man gave him a high five.
"Well done, my good and faithful servant. I'll trust you with lots more money now. Come and celebrate and have a slap-up meal with me."
The third servant, however, looked very nervous.
I know you're a hard man, and I was worried what you'd say when you got back.
"Go on,"
said the rich man.
Well,
said the servant, his legs trembling, his knee knocking.
I thought very hard, and I buried your money in the garden. And now I've dug it up. Look, here, it's all here. It's a bit muddy, but it's all there.
The rich man looked sad, very sad.
You silly, silly servant! You knew I was a hard man, so why didn't you work to double my money, like the other servants did? Oh, instead, you buried it in my garden. What use was that? I'm going to take that £1,000 that I gave you in that bag of money and give it to the servant that made 10 bags. Oh. As for you, you silly, silly man, you are in trouble. Double trouble.
There was a lot of money involved in that story, wasn't there? I wonder, what do you think Jesus was trying to tell us in that story? We certainly all haven't got bags of money, have we? But we all have gifts, we all have abilities, and we all have opportunities. And how important it is to use those gifts, abilities and opportunities and not to hide them away. The servants in that story were all given a job to do. And just for a few moments, I'd like you to close your eyes and think of a time when you were given a job to do. Think about whether you did it the best way you could. Now I'm going to say a prayer, and if you'd like to make it your prayer, join with me by saying Amen at the end. Dear God, please help us to use our abilities and our opportunities the best way we can. When someone asks us to do a job, please help us to do the best we can. Amen. I hope you enjoyed that story, and we look forward to being with you again very soon.
I am a city on a hill. I am the light in the darkness. Jesus living in me can change the world. life. I will shine for you, burning bright with your light. I will shine.